Good evening. At 6 o'clock, we'll go ahead and call our meeting to order. Welcome to the Board of Commissioners meeting. Today is Tuesday, February 23rd, 2021. If you're joining us virtually to comment during the public comment portions of the meeting, please use the raise hand feature in Zoom. After a moment of silence, we're going to ask Justin Kerouac to lead us in the pledge. Would you please stand for a moment of silence? Thank you.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our first item of business will be to approve the agenda.
Make a motion to approve the agenda as submitted.
Second.
We have a motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Motion carries. Next item is any statement and remarks from citizens. This is for anything not on our agenda for tonight. Anyone virtually?
No.
Thank you. Any statements or remarks from commissioners?
No, sir.
No, sir. Couple announcements while we got a big crowd here. We'll be hosting our first town hall meeting of 2021 on March 24th. That's going to be at the Oconee County Civic Center. You can attend in person or virtually. Also, the Georgia Department of Transportation is posting information on the proposed Clockfelter Road Bridge replacement. There'll be a detour during this time for approximately 6 months. If you go to our website, we'll have a link to that so you can view the detour and make any comments that you'd like to. We do have one seat available on the Oconee County Planning Commission. It'll be to start immediately and expire September 30th, 2023. The deadline for applications is March 16th at noon. Next item is discuss a resolution to name the designated officer to request sales tax information from the Georgia Department of Revenue. Wes?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and board. I come before you tonight to request to be named as a designated officer for sales tax information for the state Department of Revenue. So each county that requests it can have one individual that has access to this information. It has to be renewed annually, and so just for a 12-month period. So I would ask for your consideration in that. And just as an oh, by the way, we requested it within the last 3 weeks for the prior 12 months. So
that'll be our first look at it, right?
That's correct.
Yeah.
That'll be our first look at it, and we'll be able to get detailed information. It's proprietary information, but it's information that'll be helpful to make sure that we're staying on top of sales tax and auditing it and all that. As you know, the state collects it and distributes it back to us. So we have limited purveyance of audit capability that will increase that capability with this resolution.
Thank you. Any questions for Wes on that? We are at the consent agenda. Thank you, Wes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Any public comment? Anyone virtually? Thank you. Next item is discuss and consider revision to the resolution for special exception variance number 6752 from June 7th, 2016.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Commissioners, you have before you an amended resolution variance number 6752 that would grant the elimination of a required buffer on tax parcel B05008, which was approved June 7th, 2016. We found due to an administrative error at that time in 2016, the text of the previously approved resolution mimicked the other variance that was applied for on the same property, which was a parking variance. So this is just correcting that administrative error. I'll be glad to answer any questions if you have any.
Any questions? Thank you. Any public comment? Anyone virtually? I will entertain a motion on this one.
Make a motion, we approve the revision and resolution of special acceptance variance number 6752 dated June 7th, 2016.
Second.
We have a motion and second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Motion carries. Next item is discuss and consider a request to defer the public hearing for rezone number P200210, Deferred Tax LLC, to the regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners on April 6, 2021. So we did receive a letter. We did this, this will be the second request for a deferral. Any questions or comments at this time on this one?
Mr. Chairman, I got a couple, if I can ask Mr. Hare,
Yes.
I appreciate it. Yeah, just make sure, just for the record, I want to make sure I understand this is a request to defer our hearing from our next week's meeting till April.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And we deferred this at our last agenda setting meeting for 30 days. During that period of time, has the applicant submitted any modifications to their application?
No, sir.
My understanding, the planning commission also gave them a 30-day. Was there any activity from the applicant during that 30-day period of time?
Not that I recall, no.
Okay. All right. So, and I have personal knowledge in talking to different individuals that the applicant has not reached out to the neighborhoods in the last 30 days or since we last deferred this. Is that your understanding?
Not to my knowledge yet. I don't know if they have or not, but my understanding is they have not.
Okay. So nothing's happened, but the letter from the attorney, Mr. Berryman, and asking an additional 30 days so they could address the comments from the planning commission. Okay.
That's
That-
correct.
Okay. So that hasn't changed. Those comments from the planning commission in January have not changed.
No, they have not.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Let me, since he brought that up, would it not be appropriate then, since they're addressing planning commission questions, to send it back to the planning commission?
That's definitely an option we have to send back. My understanding of the timeline, if we do choose to remand it back to the planning commission, that will have to go to their April meeting, and it will come before us on May 6th because of the advertising deadlines that exist. So deferral with remanding it back to the planning commission would be for the April planning commission meeting and the May 4th, I think it is, Board of Commissioners meeting. I do think Daniel told me there is some instances where we have sent stuff, a previous board just sent it back to the planning commission for review.
Used to be relatively common on the complicated, controversial planning commission. Second.
That's assuming if they make changes to their application. But if it's the same application, we've spent time and effort of our planning commission and staff. Is that correct?
The issue would be whether they actually make the change.
Okay.
Any other questions or comments?
I mean, I can go either way. I mean, it's I'll be honest with you. If there's no movement by them, I would be less inclined to do it another time.
That's true.
I mean, if they're honestly addressing the questions from the planning commission, and that's one thing if they're trying to do a modification or some change. But if there's none of the above, then it's basically fish or cut bait time. Let's get on with it, and raise their hands one way or the other. But I think they got to show something at some point. I can go with it. I can send it back to the planning commission, whatever. But if it's no movement, I'll be less inclined to do that the third time.
I understand, I mean,
But it's-
I guess, to me, send it, not just deferring it to April 6th. I don't see us doing that. I wouldn't recommend us doing that. Sending it back to the planning commission. There's been several citizens that have asked, even after the first deferral, that whatever they bring back, go back to the planning commission anyway.
Okay.
So we could honor some of those requests, and the planning commission can judge for themselves whether they've addressed the comments that were made there. It also gives the applicant, instead of 30 days, they're being extended over 60 days to get things finalized instead. So I'd be surprised if we got back the exact same plan. That'd be pretty ridiculous to get the same one right back. So I think there is some intent to make some changes. How significant they are or what they are, we won't know until we get it back.
So if they make change, at least just give the neighbors and the citizens
Yes.
a second opportunity to make their points known prior to our meeting.
Right.
That's,
So citizens and planning commission both get a second look at the changes instead of us just trying to judge. Did they really address the concerns of the planning commission?
You need a motion for that?
Yes.
I'll make a motion that we send the rezone number P20-0210 back to the planning commission.
Okay, we have a motion, a second. Is that good enough wording for you then? Got it?
For the April plan.
April planning commission meeting, to come before the board of commissioners in May. We have a motion, and a second. Do we have any discussion on this? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Motion carries. Next item is discuss a memorandum of understanding between the Watkinsville Garden Club and the Oconee County regarding the Blue Star Memorial and Gold Star family member markers.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. This is a request of the Watkinsville Garden Club to enter into an MOU with Oconee County Board of Commissioners to install Blue Star Memorial marker and a Gold Star family marker in front of the Oconee County Courthouse. The Blue Star commemorates those active line of duty, and then the Gold Star is honor for those killed in the line of duty for their family. The MOU would have the Watkinsville Garden Club provide the monument markers, and we would provide installation and maintenance going forward. Our recommendation is approval going forward, and I believe there is tentatively scheduled a March 30th celebration, assuming this is approved.
Any questions on that? You're all right for consent agenda? Thank you. Any public comment on this item? Anyone virtually? Thank you. Next item is discuss the award for engineering and support for the Calls Creek wastewater reclamation facility upgrade.
Good evening, Chairman and Commissioners. Recently, we issued an RFP for design services for the wastewater treatment plant upgrade to 3 MGD. Tonight, I'm requesting that the board award the design services contract to Ardura for a not to exceed sum of $646,432. Just as a little background, Ardura acquired the Constantine engineering firm, who was the original design for the upgrade to go to 1.5. I believe out of that $646,000, we could significantly decrease the cost, as $232,000 of that was included for a full-time resident inspector during the construction phase. First of all, we're not at the point of construction, but should the BOC, the board, choose to proceed with construction at a later date, we plan to use internal staff for those to offset the need for a full-time inspector. When we issued the RFP for the design services, we also issued an RFQ for construction services. And by awarding the contract to Ardura, we can work to negotiate a fee for pre-construction services with our top-ranked firm that we have so far. Once the fee is negotiated, I plan to come before you again and ask for the board to award the pre-construction services contract to the selected firm.
How many bidders did you have on this?
I can't remember. I was not part of the selection committee, but I'm wanting to say we had three or four.
Three?
Three.
Okay.
Three.
Any questions for Tim on this item? Thank you.
Thank you.
You all right for consent agenda?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Any public comment? Anyone virtually? Next item is a presentation of the GIS aerial flyover map. Now, Matt, you want to fix this up?
I just want to introduce Matt Beal, our GIS administrator, to the board. He's been on for a few months, done a fantastic job, and we just asked him to make a presentation, you guys, of some of the exciting stuff he's working on.
Thank you, Matt, for having me.
So as you know, we back in December of last year, we contracted with Nearmap to fly our updated aerial imagery for 2020 2021. And happy to say that they turned it around pretty quickly, and we've actually already gotten in our imagery, and I'm just going to walk you through that real quick. You'll have to bear with me. My eyesight is not the best. Oh, yeah. There we go. All right. So this is the map browser that they've provided. This is just kind of a general overview of the actual aerial imagery. And so this is our imagery from this year. And just to give you a kind of a slight comparison, I'm going to zoom in a little bit just to show you the level of clarity. And then I'm going to hop over here to Q Public and show our 2016 imagery. And that's actually as far as it'll let you zoom in on that. So, but as you can see, it's a good deal grainier, and we've gotten a substantially improved imagery quality from Nearmap that we're really happy with. Just a little bit about the web browser application itself, which is available to any county employees that want access to it. Just shoot me an email and I can get that to you. But you can actually mark up, basic little maps yourself in here, so if you wanted to create a point there, you could do that. You can add text, just type in. And it'll label it for you. You can actually sketch out full polygons, and it'll actually give you on the fly measurements, which are going to be pretty accurate. And then if you switch over here at the bottom to panorama, it'll actually tilt shift it for you. And this is our oblique imagery viewer. And so this is really going to help out our tax assessor, because it really allows them to get a new perspective on the properties that are hard to make it out to or have a lot of tree cover. It'll allow you to, get a much better angle on things. And you can also switch into oblique view, which this is basically looking at the individual photographs that the plane took. So you can actually zoom out and you'll see right here, we're only looking at one tile. But what you can do in this mode right here, you grab your height tool here, click, and you can actually measure building heights. So, and then the last mode is just a little road map, which just for further context if you need it. But overall, we've been pretty happy with them. They've been very responsive, and I think a month is the fastest turnaround time I've ever heard for an aerial flight. So we were definitely pleased with that. But yeah, the quality has been great. Happy to zoom to any areas of the county you guys want to see if you want to poke around with it further and take any questions you have.
So this imagery will put on Q Public at some point, right?
Correct. So right now we're actually waiting. We're getting the physical version of it stitched together. Once we have that, we have to put that on a hard drive and mail to Q Public, just Q Public protocols. And then this will be available on Q Public as well. The vertical imagery, I don't think Q Public handles oblique.
Very nice. Any other questions?
Looks good.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, we do have need of an executive session for personnel and land acquisition.
Make a motion, we'll go into executive session to discuss personnel and land acquisition.
Second. We have a motion second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. No, you're just gonna be on camera standing there. Are we back live? All right, thank you. We need a motion to go back into regular session.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion second. All in favor?
Aye.
Commissioner Saxon,
Make a motion, we adjourn?
Second.
we are adjourned. Thank
Aye.
you.